Hi guys, this is SoccerKalitzStyle. As you know, the show that brings you all the latest in football-related news. And today we are talking about the Euros. The Euros, in especially what happened last night and the few games that already took place during these few days. It started on Friday night. The Euros kicked off. Italy kicked off with a brilliant win, and Belgium also played. England also played. So there's a lot to talk about. So please stay tuned for this show. Today with me, I have my very special friend. Yeah, we've chatted. It's been a while since we chatted actually, but yeah, we're just gonna have the weekend roundup about the games. This is Mr. Rodi Wenger. You know him. He can introduce himself to the show. Mr. Rodi, how are you doing, sir?
I'm well, man. Can't complain. I'm happy to be back, man. Good to see you guys. And yeah, it's cold outside, man. Trying to stay warm here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Listen, the winter hasn't started yet here by us. In the in the in the in the in the Boland region. So there in Cape Town, is it already cold already? Did it start raining there or what? Because we are still having
It's not
nice days, summer days.
it's not raining, but it's cloudy here. So once it's cloudy, it's cold, my man. It's very cold. Trying to stay warm, trying to be indoors, but it's also frustrating at the same time because we need that summer back, man. But yeah, we're coping here on this side.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that, man. Listen, let's just get straight into football. Um, so your team played this weekend. The Belgians, they had a great win, a 3-0 win, over that team. Not sure what the team was actually because I didn't watch the game, but I saw it was 3-0. But maybe you can shed some more light on that for us. What was your thinking? What was your performance like? Who was your man of the match? What do you think the Belgium's chances are of winning this tournament?
Look, Belgium is most likely the like they would call Italy the dark horse, the underdog. So yeah, Belgium put up a great performance. They're still a bit shaky in defense, but a convincing win. Romelu Lukaku was a threat. He was a threat for the Russian team. They kept possession. They were brilliant in the midfield, and yeah, the game was, you could see Belgium was all out to win this game. They were not, it's not the final team yet because they were like, most likely, De Bruyne is going to return soon. They also put Hazard on for the last 20 minutes. So yeah, there's some improvements still that they need to sort out at the back as well. They need to improve there still a little bit. But yeah, great game. Good points for Belgium. And yeah, it's these type of games where you just need to win in these type of competitions where if you get a opportunity, you must take it. So Nasha was also good. They also played well. But they also had like a few attempts, a few chances where they did not take. So yeah, it cost them the game. So unfortunately for them, they were playing at home, so the fans were not happy at all. But yeah,
Yeah,
Belgium is going forward.
cool, man. Listen, the tactics that you used in the game, is it something that you are used to, or is it something new that Roberto Martinez and TT is working on? And can you actually see the influence of TT rubbing off on those players?
Most definitely, if you look at the attacking players, you can see they want that front man up front, and they have a whole set of midfielders in the midfield who's providing Lukaku mostly. There's like a kind of attacking type of style that they're playing up front. So the moment the ball is pushed up front, they just trying to get the ball to Lukaku because they know he's a beast. He likes to bully defenders. Um, he's super physical, and yeah, to give him the ball, you know what you can get. Especially the first goal, you could see he wasn't even concentrating where the goalkeeper is or whatsoever. It was just pure instinct, and he just to get the ball and he just slotted in home. So yeah, great performance from him, and that is definitely the way Martinez wants his team to play to get the ball to the main man and just to finish off whatever he gets up front.
Yeah, and especially players like Dries Mertens, De Bruyne. We could actually speak about Yuri Tielemans, who had a great season at Leicester. Could you see his influence on the team, and could you see him growing confidence over the years in the Belgian team?
Most definitely. If you look at Tielemans, he's a young player. You could see his performances for Leicester City. He's a great prospect for the team, and that guy, he works very hard in the midfield. He creates a lot also. You can see how he's passing the ball on the pitch as well. He plays with confidence, a young player, and he gets his opportunity to get in the first team. Remember, there's a lot of other players that wants to play first team, and he's definitely in that first team because of his performance lately, and also for Leicester City. Another player that also stood out for me was Carrasco, the guy from
Yeah,
Atletico Madrid on the wing.
yeah,
This guy is just a nuisance, and he's very difficult to. And yeah, this guy is, for me, he's a playmaker, definitely. You can see how he takes on the defenders and the midfield, how he's always trying to win the ball and also making those deadly passes and making those runs on the wing. So yeah, they have good quality on the wings, as well as in the midfield. Like I said, the only thing they need to work on is their defense. The likes of Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Vermaelen also got
they're
an
old,
opportunity. The
they're old,
old
man.
Arsenal man. So yeah, they definitely there's a lot of room for improvement for the squad, and if they can sort that out, then definitely they can be the team to beat in this tournament.
Great, man. Listen, just two questions. One on Tillemans and then the other one on Axel Witsel. On Tillemans, how would you describe his style of play? Is he a box to box? Is he attacking? Is he a magician? Is he a break up the play type of player? I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't say. I can't actually put him in a box. The type of player he is, or does he have a free role? How would you describe his play?
I won't say necessarily he's a box-to-box player. He's more a attacking midfielder. So you won't see him that much in the defensive part of the pitch where he will defend. So whenever Belgium wins the ball at the back, he's always available to get the ball and to make those passes. So for me, he's more attacking minded than defensively. So that's my take on him. So I haven't watched a lot of games of Leicester City, but you definitely can see his capabilities, and also he knows basically where the net is. This guy can score, especially if you look at the FA Cup finals, that goal that he scored, man. This guy, he's got a killer foot. So yeah, if you give him the chance outside the box, he's gonna take the chance and strike it with his right foot. He's deadly right foot. So yeah, I think Mo is an attacking player. Um, Axel Witsel, he's more the defensive type of guy, the guy that does the dirty work on the pitch. So he's more the guy that I would say is box to box in terms of a midfielder playing in the midfield.
Does he still deserve his spot in the Belgium team, or is he just playing on his name in previous games? Do you think he's still the defensive midfielder that can take you through this tournament, or do you have someone, a younger prospect, or someone that can fill that role? Do you think he deserves his spot in the starting 11?
Definitely, if you look at the qualifying games of Belgium, I've been watching a few games of them, and Martinez is definitely confident about playing him in that role. I'm not too sure in what league he plays. I think in the Bundesliga, if it's not for
Yeah, yeah,
Dortmund.
somewhere there. Yeah.
But he's also, he can attack as well, but he's more defensively. Doesn't look like a defensive player, but that's his role in the squad. And obviously, when De Bruyne returns, you're gonna see De Bruyne playing in that role. Um, and also perhaps Dries Dries Mertens and
Yeah.
Tielemans, definitely. I would like to see those three in the midfield, with Lukaku and Carrasco also be up front. So yeah, the guy that also that no one talks about, Munier, the guy who scored, the defender, also brilliant
Mm.
player. I take my hat off for that guy. Also, he works a lot. He's defending also brilliantly. But yeah, definitely. Let's see if De Bruyne returns, how the formation is gonna change in the midfield.
You probably want to see the best Hazard in this tournament, right? The best Hazard he can be.
I think Hazard. Um, look, he's been off form since he joined Real Madrid, but we all know his quality. We all know what this guy can do on the day. He can be the solo player that can change the whole game. But for me, it's so unlikely to see nowadays that his brother, who's Torgan Hazard, is playing much better than him in the national squad. You can
Yeah, yeah.
see Torgan Hazard's got that pace, he's got that energy. It's like he's trying to show his brother, look, I can play much better than you, and that's good competition, man. It's not. I think
Motivating him.
in every national team you need good competition, and this guy is truly showing that he wants to have that spot in the first team selection. So yeah, Torgan Hazard is for me currently the better one from the Hazards, but Eden Hazard on the day, I promise you, you're gonna get a very serious attacking player on the pitch who can score you goals and that can create also and very dangerous outside the box.
Okay, the question. Can the Belgium team win their maiden trophy this year? Because they haven't won any major trophies yet. Do you think that this is the year that they will show the world that why they are ranked number one in the world in terms of converting that rankings and that points into tangible silverware?
Um, I don't want to sound very confident, but I think they can go all the way this year. If you look based on their previous performances in the World Cup as well, where no one expected them to go all the way to the semi-finals and also taking the third spot and also being the first team on the FIFA rankings due to all the games they played and how many teams they won over this couple of years. So I think this is a good opportunity for them because they are a young squad. There are some old players, but this is a good opportunity for them to win a major trophy. It will really boost them also going into the World Cup. So yeah, you can say there's other teams that you must not actually overlook, which is the big teams: France, Portugal. What is the other team? Germany as well. Don't forget Germany. Germany is known to play in these type of competitions and win it. And I must say, a team that you guys need to look out for this Euros are Italy, most definitely. They have been on a winning streak now for a long time now. So yeah, Belgium is one of those top teams. I think will go all the way, maybe semi-finals. Perhaps if they're lucky enough, finals. That depends if they beat a big squad in the semi-finals or so.
That brings me to my next question. When you spoke about Italy, I want to know who is the dark horse of this tournament for you. For me, it's Italy this
I
year around.
agree with you fully. I agree with you fully. I think Italy was just showing again why they're going to be the dark horse of this tournament based on their performance the other night. When they won 3-0, you can see those short guys, those short Italian players, man, they are very dangerous, man. They
And the mobile,
Insigne and what's the other guy called? Immobile.
yeah,
They are just very dangerous, man. So and look, they have like proper defenders there, Cellini, Bonucci, those guys. So definitely just be on the lookout for Italy. I'm gonna place a bet on Italy that they definitely will be the dark horses.
yeah, man. Listen, what I saw from Italy coming up to the Euros. I watched one or two of the qualifying games, and the last one I watched was when Insignia ran riot like that. It wasn't the greatest of opposition, but you could see there was a sense of compadreship. There was a sense of cohesion. There was a sense of team spirit in this Italy team that I didn't see a couple of seasons back, or I didn't see for a while. This Italy team actually believes in themselves, and this team actually thinks that they can go all the way. And why not? Why not? They have the players to go all the way. And we all know football. Football is unpredictable. Football is not about your name. Football is not about how old you are or what season it is. It's about who wants it more on the day. And the one who wants it more on the day, you will be the one that goes through. So Italy is your dark horse also. It's my dark horse also. Then man,
Definitely.
there was a lot of talk. There was a lot of talk about these guys. Can England take the cup, man? You heard the ranting about a 1-0 win last night. It took England into a frenzy, man. They're talking about winning cups and stuff like this. Man, Please help me.
Um,
Please help me.
Look, the English fans are overhyped. I can understand because if you look at let's go back to Champions League. Let's go back to the league as well. The best players come from the English league. If you look at that England squad, man, there's so many great players, so many qualities, so many young players also. I don't know. It must be a headache for Southgate to select every time he needs to set up a team because there's a lot of young players there that are so great on the pitch. Yesterday, I must say it wasn't so as convincing as you would expect. Like everybody would say, England's gonna win 3-0 or 4-0 because they have good players. But Croatia was good on the day as well. They also had like chances. And I think the English team are still trying to gel with one another because these guys don't often play with one another. So on a national way, they trying to gel still with each other, trying to figure out um, how they can gel on the pitch with one another. But you can see there's some glimpses of England becoming one of these big teams as well. And I'm not too sure if they can win this cup, but I can also see them playing maybe semi-finals or going quarterfinals or so. I won't say they can make it to all the way to the finals because we all know every year, every single tournament, England they always go to semi-finals and then they choke, and then that's the end of it.
Yeah, listen, man. My mind just went as you spoke about England. There's two things on England I want to speak about. The first thing is Lingard. Lingard didn't make the squad, right? Lingard didn't make the squad.
Yes.
Do you think that Southgate was right to snub him in terms of Jadon Sancho? This because I just think that it was a choice between him and Jadon Sancho. And on the form that Lingard has showed, do you think it's fair not being chosen? Why do you think he chose Sancho over Lingard? Yeah, I hear the things, the stats. Lingard, that guy had a great season, but Lingard, just look at what he did for West Ham. Just look at what he did for Friends. And don't you think that this will give him now a big blow or a knock to his confidence after performing like a season like that? And I think he had the Euros in mind when he was performing like that. Except for Manchester United, he still had the Euros in mind. Going to the Euros and then being snubbed like that. Do you think that will take a hit to his confidence? And where do you think he's moving this season, Jesse Lingard?
Well, for me as a player, if you think about it, if you have such a great form playing in the league, and then you get a call up from the national team, and then you have to find out that you haven't made the team, it must be I mean your confidence drop immediately because to play for your country is something else. It's one of the biggest stages in football. So definitely I think it must be very hard for Southgate to have selected Sancho and those guys because it's difficult because even players like Bakayo Saka them and so they are on the bench, they're not even in the starting lineup. So there's like very good players, man. You have Mount, you have Foden, you have Sancho, there's Rashford,
But Rodi didn't make the
all these.
cut. Didn't even make the cut.
Sorry.
I said Emil Smith Rowe didn't even make the cut.
Exactly. So that's why I think it's very difficult to have, and most of them are attacking midfielders. So the only player I can say is like a defensive, a CDM is Declan Rice, which
Yeah.
is a for West Ham. He's that guy that's box to box, and also that guy Phillips yesterday. He was playing brilliantly yesterday. Definitely, I must take my hat off for this guy. He was playing so well yesterday. So in terms of attacking players like this, Sterling as well. So it's a headache to select all these great quality players to get into the English squad. So um, if I would say between Sancho and Lingard, I think Sancho got a bit of an edge over Lingard because Sancho is you can see when he plays for Dortmund how he's playing and with that confidence and he can score as well. He's a great finisher. He also have a lot of pace and yeah, it's very difficult, man. So and that's why I'm not an England fan because if England would lose and then supporters gonna say, why didn't Southgate use this man? Why didn't he select that man? So yeah, that's my take on the two players.
Okay, so far, how has the Euros been for you? Has it been what is the vibe there by your place of work and the vibe in the city in total? Has the people taken to the Euros, or is it just are they not there yet? Are they still waiting for the Euros to warm up?
Look, the atmosphere is not 100% yet. You can see at the restaurants, the bars, and so there's a lot of tourists and foreigners and people. They're watching football, but I think the football will only start when the Group F starts, when the big guns come out to play. Germany, Portugal, France. I think when those teams are going to start playing, then you're going to start seeing more and more football fans because the past few games you know you can expect who's going to win. So it was very obvious what teams is going to who's going to win the game or who's going to lose the game. Also, when that thing happened with Christian Eriksen, that was like everybody was also shocked. But you can see the football world definitely is tuned in into football. But yeah, I think in due time, so let's say next week or so, you're gonna see more and more people watching football and watching the Euros.
Cool, man. That leads us to our last question. Who will win, Germany or France? The game on Tuesday. Your own biased opinion based on form, based on history, based on what squads, based on whatever.
Yeah. Look, my thing is like I think everybody is gonna say France because you look at that team, you already would tell yourself this is the best team in the Euros. But as the record would show, and which is a fact, there's never been a Euro champion winning back to back or winning a World Cup and then Euros. Like obviously France will be the contender to take the Euros. But remember Germany they've got a new coach and they've been like very how can I call it under the table. No one actually expect them to be in the Euros due to all their performances over the qualifying rounds. They even lost to Macedonia or this team that's in the Euros in the qualifying rounds. But on the biggest stage, remember Germany is that team that can out of the shadows they would just come and just take the cup out of nowhere. So I'm gonna say France because in favor of them because of their team, the quality. They are World Cup winners, but I also don't think France is gonna win it. They might play finals. I can see them playing in the finals, but it's gonna be a surprise package. This Euros. I cannot say Belgium is gonna be there, but I think it's gonna be the likes of Italy or Netherlands or perhaps could possibly England or Germany also in the finals, but France definitely is going to make the finals for me.
Listen, man, I hear all this talking about people downplaying the German team and Germany this and Germany that. I don't pity Germany. I never pitied Germany in my life because just look at. I hear you are talking about the team of France, but number for number, player for player, look at the Germans. Look at what they got. They got Werner, they got Kai Havertz. These were the guys that won the Champions League. They got Rudiger, who won the Champions League. In midfield, they got
Yours,
Tony. They have, they
Thomas
have
Müller,
Mueller, they have an abundance of talent. And now this guy, Hansi Flick, is coming in. That guy looks like a serial killer. He looks like he's
yes,
killing the guys on the pitch. Yeah, he looks like he's killing the guys on the pitch. And that guy is serious. He looks like a serious guy.
yeah,
And I can assure you,
no nonsense coach.
yeah, I know the Germans are going to be very serious. I'm confident in France because I know what I have in my team. But I'm not even thinking that this is an underdog game. The Germans are going in as underdogs. I'm actually thinking, and I'm going in as underdogs because the Germans won that guys 7-1 last time. Remember, they also have Gundogan there. This is guys that have amazing experience. This is guys that play football for life, and you can never write off the Germans. You know they will always reach the quarterfinals of every major tournament. That is a fact. You money on that. Okay, so
Yes.
thank you very much. I just wanted to know before we finish off, your top four um, for the last four, and then we can finish off your prediction.
My prediction for the top four teams in this Euros, obviously I'm gonna say Belgium number one, because
Yeah.
I think they can go all the way. I think I'm gonna France number two, um, Italy number three, and my last team. I know one friend of mine is gonna like what I'm gonna say now because we always talk about each other's teams. Is I think Netherlands. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Netherlands.
Serious. As a surprise packet.
Yeah.
You're cutting out
Yes,
England. You're cutting out Portugal. You're cutting
I'm
out
cutting.
Croatia. You're cutting out all those
I,
guys.
I, I think I think Netherlands, because they have a young squad, and I think they have that. I think this year they're gonna surprise everybody as well. But nobody wants to hear it. But I think Netherlands is gonna go all the way because they have good players as well. They have their pie. They have those guys out there. So yeah,
Yeah.
give Netherlands a chance. You could also see Wijnaldum yesterday. He was brilliant, man. So yeah, give Netherlands. They in my top four. So Italy, Belgium, France, and Netherlands for me.
Most definitely, that's really a surprising top four. But that's your top four, and I appreciate that and I respect that. And then I just finally wanted to know your game against Belgium. Who was your man of the match, and what is your reason for that?
I think Lukaku because he scored both goals and he also dedicated those goals to Eriksen. If it wasn't for him, I mean, I can't see Benteke or Batshuayi being the guy scoring the goals. Look, Lukaku's in form. He's coming from Serie A, winning the league with Inter, scoring so many goals. That's why I posted earlier that he's the most underrated player. So can you just imagine
Yeah.
when De Bruyne is going to be back, how he's going to feed Lukaku up front? It's going to be majestic, man. So yeah, Lukaku for me was the man of the match, definitely.
Cool, man. Yeah, I saw what you posted on the group earlier on, and that was some amazing stats. I didn't even look at it that way. He's never had a career where he has actually underperformed, except at Manchester United, because I think the pressure was too high. I think they wanted him to be the next Maradona or something like that. And they didn't play to his strength. Around him, he didn't have guys that could provide him like in Inter. Lukaku is that man. He wants to feel like he's the main man. He wants to feel like he's the one getting every ball into his feet. He's not the one who's going to run in behind defenses. Yeah, sometimes he does because he has a lot of pace for a strong guy, but he can also play with his back to the defense. He can also run in behind, but he's a guy who likes the ball at his feet. So he can turn
I
that
think
big size 12 feet. He can turn that big size 12 foot to the right hand side and hit it. That
I
guy,
think I
damn.
think I think I think at United there were too many big egos there. There were Pogba, there was Zlatan, there was Sanchez, those guys. So that's
Yeah,
why he wasn't the main man. So he wanted to feel like he's the main man. And I agree with you what you said there.
yeah. Okay, Mr. Rodi, thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure chatting to you. I'm going to leave you to your business. I know you had a long night. Thank you very much for making this time to chat to us. Remember about the competitions coming up.
Yes,
The winner for the EURO is the Klipdrift in Amarula. At the end of this month, we're having the quiz. I'm going to draw the data very soon to see who qualifies, who's the four guys who qualifies for that round. You are obviously a part of the panel who's going to ask the questions for those four guys. Me and you, we're gonna ask
yes.
the questions for those four guys. Um, I'm gonna send the questions to you soon. To you earlier, the part you wants to answer and the part I want him to answer. So we're gonna have a nice show. The winner
Yes.
gets the bottle of America. It doesn't
Marula
matter
and
where. No, this is the Amarula competition. The other one
yes.
is for the winner of the Euros. He's going to get the Amarula and the Clip Drift. And I think it's going to be nice, man. These little incentives that we're putting on for the guys, it makes it more interesting. It makes it more interactive. And I just love the guys' commitment to the channel. And I like your commitment to the channel, sir. And I know it's going to pay off
Uh,
one of these days. We have to keep pushing.
yeah, we
Any
almost
words?
by the 600. We almost by the 600 line as the members. But we just need to ask our followers here and our
Sir,
viewers to subscribe on our channel on YouTube. We need to lift those stats up as well. So yeah, things are looking very bright for us, and everybody must just continue supporting this channel. That's from our side, and yeah, there's many more things to come.
most definitely. So thank you very much for your time. Peace out. This is hashtag
Pleasure.
SoccerKalitzStyle. Rodi Winger signing out until we meet again. Listen, we're going to chat after the game, France versus Germany. We're just going to have a
Yes.
player ratings after that on Wednesday morning.
Well,
I'll see you again, sir. Thank you
no,
very much for your time.
thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Same to you.